Welcome back to round one, where we play just the beginning of a game to give you a taste of what it's like. And today we are going to be playing probably a couple rounds of draft and write records. This is the newest, well, draft and write from Inside Up Games. So it's not a roll and write.
No.
It's not a flip and write.
Nope.
I think this might be the first draft and write.
It's the first draft and write I've played.
Yeah, so we're going to be drafting cards. I'm here with, of course, Emily and Ryan to play through the entire game, but we're going to show you at least the first round, maybe the first round or two, and then come back at the end and tell you about the entire experience. But this is an incredibly thematic blank and write, or I'll just say draft and write from here on out, where we're going to be drafting play cards and then playing them one at a time as we draft them to fill out our sheet. And on our sheet, we've got a number of things, and this is all about sort of like...
of stuff.
Yeah, there's a fair amount of things going on here, and it's all about building a band. You've got the center section where you're going to be adding band members, and that's going to be like a lead singer, musicians, production, backstage. It's a lot, and you're going to want to get as many of those as possible. Then there's this tour section over here where you're going to go on tour and you're going to unlock some bonuses. You've got a place down here for harmonies, which is kind of cool because one of the puzzly aspects of this one is as you add band members, you can link them together with like colors, and when you do that, you're going to harmonize. Very fitting. And then trigger off a box down here, which is, of course, going to turn into a bunch of combos. And there's a lot of areas around the board to trigger those combos. Two more sections like that. You've got your agenda up here, which is where the band is going to schedule things like interviews and rehearsals and whatnot. And then down here is assets, which looks like a little iPad. These are going to be things like upgrading equipment. And when you do that and you surround certain bonuses, you're going to get those bonuses. So, like any good blank and write, we're going to be bouncing around all over the sheet, filling out things. But, like I said, we're going to be doing it by drafting.
Yeah, I think when you're watching us play, there's just a few things that you're going to be wanting to watch for so you can kind of see, how good we're doing. And that's these goal cards up here, because we're trying to complete these. So while there is just so much to do, these goal cards, I think, give you a lot of direction because they want you to try to complete something specific. And what I really like is that in the same round, we can all complete the same goal card.
Yeah.
So if we're all going for the same goal and we're all kind of doing the same thing, we can all get those points. But it goes away at the end of the round. We'll refresh it. So you really have to watch and see what other people are doing if you don't want to miss out on some of these goal cards.
Exactly, because the flip side of that is if Ryan's progressed on one of these, I could be like, oh, well, forget that one.
You also have to be close, too, because you can only get 6 in a game, right? Once we get 6 goals, when anyone hits 6 of them, that's going to trigger the end of the game. So I also might say, like, oh, Ryan's got 5. I think he's going to get that 6th one. I really got to get something in order to get some
If I've got
points.
5 goal cards and you've got 1, you're not in a great spot.
Yeah, and that's one thing about this game, at least for me, when I played this already, the experience of having players control so much how the game can end adds a little more tension than I've experienced in other similar games. And there's a couple other ways the game can end. Once someone gets 6 objectives or 6 goals, like Emily said, there's also a fails section. The fails section is going to be checked off if you can't play a card, which isn't typically going to happen to...
You've got to work hard to fail in this game.
You do. However, there are cards in here that are scandals. And even though scandal can be good for a band sometimes, they're not good in this game because if you get stuck with scandals and you have to play a scandal, it literally just makes you write an X in the fail section. So if one player has gotten all of those marked off, that's also going to trigger the end of the game.
And the misery.
Yeah. And the last way is if one player, as soon as one player fills in all of their band members, which it could trigger the end, but that's going to be a lot of band members.
That is a lot of band members.
And some of those band members are locked behind sort of paywalls, if you will. There's a number of spaces in this game that have little dollar symbols that you can't really interact with until you've marked off those dollar symbols, which are going to be found, littered throughout the board as well.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those and rights where everything is very interconnected on your board. And we talk a lot when we talk about these kind of games about the puzzly aspect versus the combo aspect.
Yeah.
This one, I think, is a fair mix of both.
It does have both, for sure. In my play, there's some puzzly stuff going on with the band and you'll see this when we play. We're going to be using colored pencils because each band member that you draft has a different sort of like little, if you're a video gamer, it looks like a little D-pad or a little controller pad with 4 buttons. And they're going to be up to 4 different colors. They may all be the same color, but as you put those band members in there, if you put adjacent band members in and the colors match up, that's when you harmonize, which is a very, very cool aspect. Now, we're trying to get into the theme as much as possible. And of course, because this is an inside-up game, we've tried to merge those two things to come up with our band names. Ryan, why don't you start us off?
I am Gorus Primus is my band name, which is
you sound hardcore.
Brutal. It is. It's a hardcore. If anything could be called gladiator music, I think this is it.
Is there such a genre?
I don't know. There is now.
Gladiator music?
There is now.
I'm going to play some underneath this video. I am Rock in Key. Of course. Yes, this is one of my favorites.
Much better than rock out of key.
No, you don't want to rock out of key. You probably would lose. You're certainly not going to harmonize. And Emily, if you've watched the channel at all,
you could probably guess.
You might guess what game at least we focused on for Emily's name. What is it?
But mine is the Earth Tones.
The Earth Tones. It sounds like a 1950s group, right?
It does, like a doo-wop band.
Like the Wonders.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to get underway. We've already drafted, or not drafted, but we already have our starting hands.
That we will draft from.
And we each have one private goal. These are the same cards as the public goal, so we each have one thing that we're working on, which is going to be completed throughout the game when we go through these public goals as well. And that's going to happen during the weekend phase. The drafting is the week phase, and the goals are the weekend phase. We're going to be doing that over and over and over until the end game is triggered.
All right.
So let's get started. Has everyone looked at their cards?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, well, I kind of did.
Has everyone looked at their goals?
Well, yes, that I did.
Yes.
But I will refresh myself.
Yes, but we're all looking again just to make sure.
I just want to make sure.
Okay, so we're going to get underway.
Wrong.
Now, this can be played simultaneously for the most part. We're going to slow things down so you can see what we're doing.
I like seeing what everybody else is doing.
So I've got my initial cards. Everyone.
I'm ready.
You know, I had some time to think about this, and then
Ryan's going to change things up.
I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I got mine.
Okay.
So we each have one card. We're ready. We're going to reveal that. So these are our cards. Interesting. So Ryan and I both did assets. Emily's getting
I'm hiring someone
to work.
Yeah, so I'm playing a production member, so I'm right off the bat going to try to put someone into my band.
It's a big one, too.
It is. She is 5 points, so I specifically went for her because I wanted to score that big 5 points, and I know one of these goals out here is to get 2 people who are 5, so
have to take a look at my hand now.
Hopefully another one shows up. But now that I've put her on my board, so she goes in one of the production spaces, I'm going to put her all the way to the left. And I get to start coloring in the different circles based on where she's going. So her top one is going to be red. And then she has 2 yellows.
And these also have little symbols in them, probably for color blindness. But the red, I think, is tune. The yellow is tempo, and the purple is pitch. And I can't remember what blue is.
Very good, David. Yeah, they're different symbols. They're also differently shaped. So at a glance, it is very easy to see the difference. So yeah, and you can either draw the shape in or draw the icon, however you like.
And speaking of the shapes, this is a prototype. It's in flux. They're constantly making little tweaks and improvements, so just keep that in mind as you see this.
And now that I have these two, I'm going to be starting to see if I could try to find some of these harmonies, right? Where maybe if I put somebody in my backstage who also has a yellow, I can get that harmony.
Yeah. Oh, it's really, I have to say, colored pencils on roll and writes or blank and writes is really nice.
Yeah, I like it.
We're seeing more and more of that too.
So I played an asset card, and this is a little bit unique. Asset cards come down here to your little phone, and you're going to be crossing off these different circles, but I have an option. A lot of asset cards, like David played an asset card that just gives one option. I get 2, but I'm going to choose the cell phone, actually. And I'm going to come cross off this cell phone down here. For reasons, I have a strategy. Every time you surround one of these symbols, you unlock it. So I think going down the middle is nice because now I have flexibility to go on either.
That's true.
Either side of it.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Thank you.
And this is one of those games where you're going to look around at least at lower player counts and look at everyone's sheet and go, what are you looking for next?
I mean, we're drafting, so I don't want to give you something specifically.
What am I looking for next? Well, I don't want to give you another 5.
Exactly.
I don't have one in my hand. Spoiler alert. I don't have one.
I also did an asset, but like Ryan said, it doesn't give me 2 options. I just have the one. So I am going to mark off this again for reasons. So I'm going to exclude these 2 little microphones.
See, I'm looking around 2 to see which one.
There's nothing to see here. So then we take those cards and put them sort of in a personal discard pile next to our board because you can keep those to sort of keep track of the things you have. Nice. And then we're drafting this way this time.
To the left?
To the left. And that's going to switch back and forth for every week phase. So now we're looking at our cards again. And I am really realizing drafting games may not be the greatest content video-wise because everyone gets their cards and then we quietly sit at our cards and go,
this one's juicy. Actually, you passed me some good stuff, Emily.
Did I?
Yeah, I'm actually torn.
Ryan's hand.
My hand was not great. It was not great, so I'm sorry. I gave you that.
You got a couple garage band members here.
Well, I thought I knew what I was going to do, but you gave me... I actually have 2 ways of doing it, so I'm going to do this card.
I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Do you?
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like my choice was pretty clear-cut for me.
You know what?
If you get a yellow or red, for sure.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
All right. We ready to flip?
Oh, I am.
All right.
Oh, you did get a yellow. Oh, wait.
But it's not in the right spot.
Oh, it's not in the right spot.
No.
We'll start with Emily again. So you got a backstage person now.
This time I got a backstage person. Yeah, and I was looking for someone who had yellow at the top, but I couldn't get it. So instead of putting him all the way to the left where he would be connecting, I'm going to put him all the way to the right.
Give yourself some space.
Give myself some space. Hopefully by the time
that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I'm kind of coming at it from different angles. Hoping.
I love that Emily's doing this right. She's putting the team together before they ever hire an actual singer or musician. Right. We got the whole support staff.
These support people are like, so who's playing the music? Speaking of music, by the way, before we go on, Ryan, we talked a little bit about this before we started recording. First album, and I'm not talking like Kids Bop or anything like that, but I'm talking like the first album you bought, either on CD, cassette tape, downloadable.
That's a really
In
tough
my
question.
case, it was an actual LP.
I had cassette tapes. My parents gave me a lot of cassette tapes. CD-wise, well, this is a true story. The first CD that I ever bought for myself was actually the Men in Black soundtrack.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count for drafting records.
But the first actual album I owned was actually like the Beatles anthology, and I remember I saved up to buy this. It was a 2-disc case. It had a ton of Beatles songs. Like, I loved the Beatles. I mean, I still do, but like when I was a kid, that was like my first exposure to rock music.
That's a solid answer.
So.
What about you, David?
Me? Well, I'm going to say, so my first LP, but I didn't buy a lot of those because I was pretty little when records were still the thing, was Hall & Oates. Yeah. So that shows my age a little bit.
David just crumbled to dust.
I think it was Hall & Oates, Private Eyes, but my first cassette tape, which I purchased,
I love that it was Private Eyes, was the one.
Man. It was a great album. It had some good music on it. But my first cassette was Van Halen 1984. I got a jam box one year for Christmas, and that was the first cassette I bought.
Beautiful.
Was yours first? Emily's the youngest at the table, by the way.
Oh, that's
Was
true.
it downloadable, or did you actually buy CDs? Okay.
Yeah, I actually bought CDs. Went to like Barnes and Noble and bought CDs.
All right. Back in the day.
I think the first one by an artist alone was probably the Hillary Duff.
I do not have Hillary Duff in my collection.
I don't know that I've ever heard of
I don't know that I
Duff
do
song.
anymore either, but at the time I did.
I don't know if I even know what she's saying. I know she had a show, right? She was...
Yeah,
Hillary.
You don't want me to sing them.
No, I don't.
I mean, I kind of do, but we'll do that for the bloopers reel, I think. I'll come up with some more questions as we play. But Ryan, what's your card?
So I actually got a lead singer because
nice.
this was nice actually. I don't know if you noticed this.
Oh, he's a 4.
So at the start of the game, we got to start with a harmonized dot, and I made mine purple, and I actually got a lead singer who also purpled.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, you were more worried about getting the 5.
I was.
Passed me this guy. So he's actually got 2 purples, and this is good because my plan was the reason I put a purple up here was because I was hoping I would get purples because I really wanted to come down here to the harmonized track and get some purples.
Yeah, that's so funny. I actually had a purple that's top of mine too, but like you said, I was so focused on the 5 that I didn't even think about the fact that would have been a harmony.
Yeah, there's definitely decisions being made when you're looking at these cards.
So yours is
I went yellow. I went player color. I assume you went player color.
I did.
Ryan went off track.
No, so I actually looked down because I kind of knew what I wanted to do, and I looked down here. So all of the different these different shapes are actually linked to the different colors. Purple actually has this one right here that lets me move my bus. And I really like this tour. I really like this idea because this feels the most like going up a track.
Sure.
I see.
And I really like that.
I mean, you're literally going down a track.
You really are.
What was your score? 4?
Oh, 4. So I should write that 4 in here. And then I did make this purple to purple synergy so I can cross off any of these purples. So
It's kind of cool. You don't have to mark off the harmonies in any order. You can pick whichever one you want, and there's a lot that are bonuses.
Yeah, I'm going to go for my thought. I'm going to take the bus. So spoiler alert, I was trying to get a bus over here, but you gave me a bus here. So
the touring is interesting because you're going to go down a couple of these paths, but some of them have, again, some of those paywalls where you have to knock off one of those money symbols.
I think the down path is better because it's got some really good bonuses, but one of the objectives is to get to the stadium, and I might be able to do that. So
that's not far.
No.
Well, but there's a money thing.
So we're going to go perform at the park, which is nice because here in Indianapolis, we do have a lot of
there you go.
Outdoor
concerts at the park, at Holiday
venues.
Park, Rockin' the Ruins. It's a lot of fun.
Are you done?
I think so. I got my bonus. I got my points. I got my card. Yep, that's it for this card.
I went with a musician, one of the support.
Just a one-pointer.
He's just a one-pointer. Well, just wait until you see Ryan's starting hand.
It wasn't great.
Oh, no.
But when I played this before, I learned my lesson by not having enough musicians.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll be scrambling at the end if you don't have enough people in your band. So it's a 1. So
that's why I started with the lead singer, because at least I've got that. He could do acapella.
He's got a bit of a variety of color. Got a yellow on top, a red on the right and on the bottom. I gotta say, who else here loves just coloring in dots?
I love it.
It's pretty satisfying.
It is.
When I saw the colored pencils on the table, I was like, yes.
Yeah, it's really, and it just makes
I can see the look in your eyes.
Makes the board pop all the more. One thing that hasn't happened thus far, and you might not see on camera, there's a section here that's called the Multiplier Section. Those can be unlocked in various areas, and when you have one of those unlocked, when you add a band member, and any member to the band, you can actually say, I'm going to use one of my multipliers, so if I used a ×3, I could have made this 1 a 3.
What a great use for a multiplier, by the way.
No, it would have been a horrible use. But if Emily had used it with the 5, that's 15
that
points.
would have been nice.
That's not nothing.
Yeah, they're hard to unlock, though. So you're right. We might not get to them within the first couple rounds. They're spread out all across the board.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Oh,
By the way, the game plays much faster than this. We're playing very slowly. And so you
if you're
can
doing
see
it
everything
simultaneous.
happening. It's a very fast-playing game.
I've got lots of options here. You gave me some serious stuff to think about.
I mean, I don't hate this, so I don't know.
I don't hate this either. This may be the best round, or the best turn of this round.
Some stuff
I've got my card.
I think I've got my card, though. But I really had to think about it.
Everyone ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Emily, take it away. Oh, she's going
I'm
assets.
doing an asset.
We all did.
I'm going to go... Oh, wow, that's funny. I'm going to go with the heart one, and I'm going to go right in the middle.
Oh, you got options then.
Yeah.
I'm going with the strategy Ryan was talking about, but I'm doing
bad.
it.
Except I realized by putting mine on the bottom here, I only have 3 connections instead of 4.
That's true. Well, I mean, at least I did this. Although I guess I have 3 as well.
I'm going to use one of those connections, though, because I'm going to do the microphones.
Nice.
Because,
furthering your tour.
Well, this was originally my plan, so I'm going to further my tour. I'm going to take my bus to the cable station, which gets me a single. So there are 2 types of releases, albums and singles. Every time you see that mark, you get to check one off. Unfortunately, this first one gets me nada.
Well, it gives you progress.
But the next one gets me another bus route, except now I'm blocked. I have to find a way to earn $1.
Yes, you do.
How am I going to...
Well, and at the end of the game, too, you're going to get points for the albums times the singles.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's getting you points.
1 times 0.
Yeah, there's points to be scored in a lot of different realms. It's not just these goal cards. There's points all over the place.
That's true.
I, too, did an asset. I did the piano, so things are about to happen. I'm going to do this piano right here.
Okay.
And that's going to give me this
moolah.
bonus right here,
Ooh.
which unlocks a paywall.
Which one are you going to unlock?
I feel like I'm going to go ahead and unlock... I'm just going to unlock one of my musicians. I'm going to cross this out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't want to get stuck in a situation where
you
just can't even hire the musicians.
That's true.
So,
That's
okay,
true.
Now, this is going to be the last card of this round. We're each going to get 2 cards here. We play one, and then one goes to a general discard.
I'm back to my starting hand, though. I don't know if
You
What are you
are.
stuck with?
Oh, okay, okay. Ooh.
this guy is... he's exactly...
Ooh.
This performer is exactly the opposite of
what
what
you
I need him
need.
to be. With he has the right tags.
Yeah,
They're in the wrong space.
the band members, when you play this game, it's going to be very difficult if you want to match color-wise
I
everyone.
know.
I do,
But
I
you
do,
are
though.
you have such a desire to want to do that.
I do. I'm gonna wait until I can. So
This
I'm
is
gonna,
not going to be...
But you don't want to wait too long because at the end, if you have band members who aren't here, they're going to be some of those fails.
I will wait too long, and I won't have the full band. I can just tell you, I'm so
All right, let's reveal.
attached to the tracks.
Emily went with another
I
asset.
went with another
It's
asset.
very appealing to just trigger bonuses. And
Yeah.
the assets
It is.
over here, and as well as the agenda, although no one has done any agendaing this
I'm
round.
about to.
Ryan's about to.
Nice. So take it away.
Okay, so I'm going to do, again, I had a choice of 2, and this time I'm going to do the microphones. So that way I'm going to get the in-between,
a
which is a
harmony.
harmony, which is super nice.
That is super nice.
And I'm going to choose one that gives me a harmony on the pay.
money?
Yes, because that's what I want to go for. And I think I'm going to do it on blue, because that seems like the one I'm kind of furthest from right now. And I want to do it on this middle guy right here.
Oh, that's good because you have someone ready to
Yes.
harmonize again
Yes,
with.
exactly.
And notice on that harmony section too, there are points to be scored if you fill in the columns and the rows. So again, points abound. Ryan.
So, I did the agenda, and the agenda is any one of these options up here. You cross it off, and I'm trying to complete rows and columns here. So I have
A live show.
live show
a
ticket.
live show.
So what do I want to... Putting it here in the corner seems pretty good, because you could get...
I mean, a corner space
Some
when you're doing stuff like that
free-
is generally good.
Yeah, because it can go diagonal and across. So I'm going to get
Yeah.
this one here. I really need to unlock $1, but I don't think I'm going to fill in any one of these
It'll be a
quick.
minute.
So
It'll be a minute.
I'm preparing.
The board does fill out, but not straight away. So that's you.
Yep.
I've got a backstage person this time.
There you
All
go.
reds.
All red.
Not worth 1.
That's got to be tuning, right? The red?
It is tuning.
Okay.
So I'm going to put him down here for 3 points.
He's the one who auto-tunes everything for you.
He does.
You're right. That's the production guy
I
in the
would
back.
probably need that. 3 points
I would.
and all red. I really did this because I didn't want to fiddle with multiple pencils.
Yeah, you're just like...
I'm just
Hey,
kidding.
but if you could just take every guy you take as much red as possible, you're bound to make some harmonies.
I mean, that's true. It would have been probably decent to put him centered.
But you don't
somewhere,
have a
but
dollar.
You can't. I
Yeah.
can't spend. I don't have the money.
Yeah, you don't
Or
have
at
the
least I
money.
didn't spend it there. So that's the last card. We put that in a discard. And then we put the last card that we didn't use into sort of a general discard.
Yep.
And that's the end of the week phase. Now we move on to the weekend phase.
Ooh.
This is
get
where
to
we're going
take
to
a break?
see if we achieved any of these public goals, and then after that, if we wanted to do our private goal, we can. The interesting thing here is, as we go down this left to right, we can decide, even if you've achieved it, you can say, I haven't, or I'm going to pass. If it comes back around in the following round or whatever, and you still achieved it, you can still do that. But you might see ones that are higher point values, and
I
you're
see.
like, I don't want to spend it one on a little one. Particularly towards the end of the game when you have just 1 or 2 left.
Sure.
You want to get as many
Yeah,
points
why
as
do
you
a
can.
5 if you might be able to do a 12 next round?
Yeah.
Right, but it
Yeah.
also gives you other players the opportunity to go ahead and do the 5 and the 4 and
Right.
finish the game,
Yeah.
and now you're not doing anything.
That's
next
a
round.
good point.
So we're going to move on to that. So we go to this public objective first, or the public goal. It's 2 5s.
Only one.
I have 0.
Emily's headed towards
I
there.
have 0.
And these stay out until they're either achieved by at least one player, or if there's some cases where it might be something that's passed for all of us and we can no longer achieve it
I see. Gotcha.
because it's just not possible anymore. No one has definitely done this.
I mean,
I don't have any.
Although, I didn't do
no.
that.
No, you definitely didn't do that.
could have
5
tried.
of them?
Yeah, I didn't even start it though.
Well, I don't even have a single one.
The next one is 3 pianos. I have 1 piano.
I have
no
0
pianos.
pianos.
And this one is the stadium, which you...
I did not make... I don't know if you could make that in the... I tried.
right,
there's-
so
I gotta get past this.
As you can see, these public goals sit out there and they kind of linger until someone does them and then they go away and then that refreshes. There's a giant stack of public goals here. And they range from gold to platinum to diamond, which I didn't know was a thing. I thought platinum was the thing.
I did think platinum was like platinum record.
In this game, gold, platinum, diamond.
Maybe platinum is not a lot of records hit diamond, so you just hear platinum a lot more.
That is possible. That is possible. And I can tell you, spoiler alert, at least in this prototype, there was only a couple diamond cards in here.
Oh, man.
I'm sure there's going to be more, and I already talked to him, and I know some of those are going to be sort of tweaked and whatnot. But now we can achieve our private goals if we want to. Did anyone achieve their private
Not
goal?
even close.
Well, guess what?
I'm guessing you did.
I did. Although it's not a giant one. I
it's
had
a
this one.
4-pointer.
It's 4 points, and it doesn't carry with it any bonuses. But it was to perform a collaboration and upgrade your equipment, which the collaboration is the microphone symbol.
Gotcha.
And the upgrade the equipment is the piano symbol.
Also 2 assets, basically.
Which, those are the 2 assets that I
Nice.
did. So I've achieved this. So I will record my 4 points.
David's winning.
I am winning.
4 whole
We should
points.
quit right now, I think.
Yeah, we're done. All right, everyone. Go
But
home.
if I get 5 more before everyone else, that's going to end the game. So I've got 1 towards sort of triggering that end game.
I'm the only one that's actually released any music at this point. I've at least released a
Who
single.
needs music? It's fine.
And now
You don't
we've-
even have a bad yet.
We've got backstage people.
Yeah, you've. This is going to be interesting. I want the game to end and Emily have not any musicians
No
at all.
musicians.
No lead singer. It's just like a bunch of
Just
guitarists.
a group of roadies looking for a band. We are going to play one more round. I'm going to deal these off. We're going to get the draft sort of underway when we come right back. And we're back with our 5 cards in hand for the next week phase, ready for the draft. So we're going to do this one more round.
Okay.
And I think we'll get things underway, and then we'll finish the rest of the game and come back. But let's pick our first card.
This one was perfect. So
It was perfect?
This is literally I got a great card in my hand.
I think I got a better card, so.
You might have, but I got a card that actually works for what I was already trying to do.
Well, so does mine.
I'm gonna do this, I think.
You got big
Oh,
shoes
that's not
to
the right
follow
one.
in.
That's not the right one.
Do I?
No,
You have, like-
David.
oh.
Because we have good cards.
I do
David,
actually.
so-
I have quite a.
I think I inherited Ryan's first hand from last
Well, good,
time.
because my hand this time is much better, so you'll get some good stuff.
All
Another
right.
5.
Another
What?
5.
Oh,
So I got
you
a
know
4
what?
here.
That's pure
you're
luck
right.
because I can guarantee you if Ryan had gotten it or I had gotten it, there's no
Yeah,
way
Ryan
we
said
would
he
have
wasn't
let
going
her.
to give it to me. So.
I wouldn't. I would have taken a. Oh, except I already have a lead singer. I
That's
couldn't
true.
have stopped you, but David could have
That's
taken
true.
it.
And I will say, so she's not going to give me any harmonies, right? I was looking for a purple at the top, and she does not have a purple at the top. She has yellow.
So you're giving that harmony up for. You're just never going to get that harmony.
I'm not going to get that harmony.
No.
But, I mean, the 5 points
Yeah.
is what I
this
was
is
going
where
Not
I'll
only the
lose.
5 points, but this, which is huge when we
Yep.
get to the weekend.
I will
phase.
lose on
It's
this
worth it.
because I
You want the
cannot-
colors matching.
I'm like, if I can't match the color, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I can confirm you will lose.
Well, and she's got purple hair. I've got purple hair. We're matching.
Oh man.
True.
Yeah, I would say
Is that a harmony? Can I do that?
No, I'm
Well,
sorry.
Look, I got 2 for the price of 1 though. I got 2 backup singers,
Wow.
nice.
but they actually do harmonize with my lead singer.
Oh, that's
And
actually
that's-
really thematic.
Yes, because this purple right
Plus,
here,
he's got 2 4s, which isn't bad.
this
No,
purple
he's
right
doing
here
pretty
is
well.
going to connect to that purple right there, which is kind of what I was hoping to do, was to get another purple. Because as you know from last round, I'm just trying to get some money, and now I can. So
true.
that's really good.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Because I get to check off another purple harmony, and one of those purple harmonies is
Is
money.
money.
So let me get
Get
that
rid of that
money,
paywall.
which is going to.
Someone's headed to the stadium, everybody.
I'm gonna pay out.
Or
Maybe
at least he's on his way.
now I've got to get a car, a
Yeah,
movement.
a
so
yeah.
it's whatever you want to call it. So
You done?
yeah.
All right. I did another asset because I've got my eye on something else. So I did this little, what looks like an iPhone.
Are we trying to do this? Trying
Maybe,
to fill up that full row?
maybe. I'm
What's
going
he
to
up
mark
to?
this off. So I get this one here, which is a single release like Ryan had.
Also,
I'll do an X, but man, it's hard to resist filling these in
I know.
completely to me. I was the guy who did the Scantron tests like very,
Yes.
very thoroughly. All right.
all right.
Now we're drafting this
Oh,
way.
we're
Oh,
going
the other way,
We're
right,
going
right,
the other
right.
way.
Yeah, they have this little
Flip it.
token.
Oh, I
and we did not
didn't
flip it, so that's going this way now.
Oh.
That changes everything.
Then I got
does
the
change
bad
it.
hand again here.
Maybe. I mean, you were bound to get it at one
Okay,
point.
well, this is definitely not as good.
Am I supposed to choose just for the art? Because I really want to choose just for the art.
You can do that. I
can't.
approve of it.
I can't.
Oh, okay.
But you
Ooh,
should when
David.
it comes to you, David.
I've got some.
Okay.
I really want to put this violinist in my band just because I love
Ryan,
strings in music. I love like Metallica when they did the full orchestra.
I love that you're just showing cards during a drafting game. It's.
Whatever. You've already seen it.
I know. I'm just teasing.
Actually, I like this.
Oh.
I like this one here.
Could this be? Yes, it could. This is definitely happening.
This is definitely happening.
Oh yeah.
All right.
That feels good.
All right.
All right.
Ready?
Reveal.
Flip.
Oh, wait. Maybe. There it goes.
Come on, Ryan.
Assets.
All right.
Oh,
let's just something
agenda.
different.
What's on your agenda?
What's on my agenda?
Emily.
We're going to do some studio recordings, and I'm going to do one right in the middle. So we got quite a few options going along that diagonal, but then
Yeah,
also...
I think getting the one diagnosed is important.
Yeah.
I've got a radio show asset here, which I needed because... I could do this one and get that. I was going to do this one and get an album,
could
but
get the
this
tour.
could just move. Yeah, I could just knock it out right here. And also, this is in the first row, so that's good. So let's just go ahead and...
Yeah, I will say the asset
Get that
area
tour.
in particular gives
a
you a
lot.
lot of options.
A lot going on.
Like even when you're going to fill out the thing you thought you were going to fill out, you're like, oh, well, I could do this. or I could do
Unfortunately,
this.
the stadium gets me no bonus.
Not
but at
now.
least I know. I'm looking
Yes.
forward to this.
Yeah, honestly, these points are good, but
It's
They
the
also
right.
give
It's
you
the
a bonus.
bonuses. I don't
Two
even care
bonuses
about
out
the
there.
5 points isn't great, but those points are the
Bonuses.
bonuses are really good.
Yeah.
all right, I have someone in production here, and they are a 4-pointer,
Nice.
and they're going to be going right here.
Oh,
Can you
got
make
your
a
harmony in the
harmony
bottom.
there?
I can, just one, but I'm making it. So 4 points,
That's just one is pretty good.
and they're red over here.
Oh, you needed
and
another
they're
one that was all red for the middle there.
red on the
All
bottom.
red, all of them.
David just does auto-tune, and that's it. My whole band
She
is
does look
auto-tune.
like she's at a mixing board.
She is, yeah. Well, that's your production.
Purple over here and blue on top. And it does a red harmony. So
Okay.
I'm going to get a red harmony down here.
Which one are you going to take?
That's the circle, right? Is red. Oh, you got some. You can
Oh,
do an album,
now-
a single,
so
or
yeah, this
a
is
dollar.
interesting. I could do the dollar, but I'm going to do the album
Okay.
because it's going to take me up to the album, and that's
That
going to give
gives you a
me a
dollar.
And
dollar.
now you have one time. You get 1 point. 1 times 1.
Exactly.
Yep.
I'm going to win with that 1
Yep.
point. So what dollar? You know what? I think I'm just going to keep...
On a band.
I think I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to mark off this one, though, because I could get a couple
Oh, yeah,
harmonies,
yeah.
potentially.
Good call.
That was satisfying.
That's-
There was some comboing going on there.
That
Nice.
seemed like a good turn for you. All right.
Thank you.
Oh.
What'd you give me, Ryan?
Oh.
I know what one
there's
Emily
good stuff
wanted me to
here.
pick now.
Yeah,
and-
take it.
Oh, no.
Oh,
It's not going to harmonize very well, Emily.
well, I don't care about that.
I've got options now.
Ryan, this was not a great. I agree. This was not.
All right.
Actually,
I got my choice.
this is a very different game for me
Than
from
your
the last
last-
time
yeah.
I played.
I got my asset.
Oh,
Agenda!
Emily
Emily's
has
really
got
doing those
another
agendas now.
agenda.
I am. I'm
So
gonna
what's it going to be?
go right here, and so we're gonna do an interview, and I'm going along that diagonal still.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
I think that's kind of where we're going.
Yeah, those diagonals unlock these colored spots, which there's 3 bonus harmony spots below and 1 above
Mm-hmm.
your musicians or your band that you can use.
All right, so I'm upgrading my instruments as an asset. I'm doing this here. I'm also trying to get that whole first row done, David.
It's
My second one.
You are close. Oh, you
But
got
I get a ×2
Multiplier.
So I did a multiplier
That's
over
cool.
here. So if I do get a 5-pointer,
so just no more
maybe it's
band
a-
members.
Maybe
to
it's going to be
Ryan.
a
To
time.
Ryan, none
It's
at
going
all.
to be a 10-pointer. We'll
We'll be
see.
giving- There are a lot of band members. That's predominantly what's throughout this deck.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I took another backstage.
but
And
not
then
the
they
person
got
I
another
gave
No, I
you.
did not. There is a great
great
person
card.
here, but
Maybe I'll take it.
it was just a 1.
You
So
can't
we'll
take
see.
it.
We'll see what you
What do you
do.
mean I can't take
You
it?
can't. I won't allow it.
Yeah, she won't allow it. No, nor will your sheet.
What?
It's a lead singer.
It's a lead singer.
Oh,
I'm gonna put this guy down
you're right. I
here.
can't do that.
He's only a 1, but he's got a couple reds, one of which is gonna harmonize right there.
Nice.
Nice job.
One
2
right there.
harmonies.
Oh, if I could get
If you
this.
could put that as red.
Then
that
that
would
does
be
2. Oh, I didn't even think about
Yes.
that. It connects the 2
Sweet.
things.
And 2 blues, which isn't a harmony. But yeah, I'm liking it.
another red
So
one?
another red one.
You gonna go for the single?
I
The single would then give you
Or
a
the money.
tour
the
space.
single will give me a tour space.
The money gives you another band member.
I think I am going to.
That's true. You've been doing a lot of band members, so maybe the money just.
I do think I'm going to do the money.
It's a tough call.
So which one do I
Must
want
be
to
the
do? I think I will do this middle
Yeah.
person here.
You could get some good synergy possibly.
All right. This is the last card of this round.
Is there a band? Oh, there is a band member here.
There's 2 band members there.
Oh.
But one of them is a lead singer, so you're out of luck. But the lead singer, can we show the lead singer?
Yeah.
Lead singer is
I
awesome.
love
This is
it.
pretty good. I'm
It's
gonna
awesome.
keep this one. I do
oh,
like that
man.
artwork. The artwork for this I really like in general.
I think I want to do.
I got my pick.
I will say, I don't want to perfectly do all the colors, but it is hard when you're looking at a band member in your hand and it
I know.
can do it. And you're
well,
like,
yeah, if you can do it, you should do it. That's what I'm gonna do. I actually had an option here. I actually am gonna get it looks like a songwriter for me. Oh, you took the violinist. I'm glad
I did
somebody
take the violinist because she does a synergy.
Oh, we
for
all
me.
took band members this
We all
time.
took band
Wow.
members.
So who you got
mine's
there?
backstage. Looks like she's the merch person, I would guess.
The merch.
She's gonna give me
Selling CDs in the back of the theater, folks.
3 points, and she does create a harmony.
Ooh.
So that's good. And so I'm gonna get that yellow harmony, and sets me up with some purples for the bottom. So maybe if I do get that diagonal all the way through, I could get a harmony there too.
Nice.
And for my yellow, I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to get some cash. I just don't want to be in a spot where I just don't have it.
Yeah, I will say, the other
Yeah.
game I played, I did not focus on the cash, and it did bite me a
Bite
little
you.
bit.
Yeah, I
a little
believe
bit.
that.
On the band, I didn't really do much of the tour. Although I did go down and get some points on the tour, but not a ton. Ryan, what do you got?
So I've got a songwriter, looks like, but it's gonna give me yellow, which is a synergy here.
Oh, nice.
Yep, and a yellow over here. And then 2 blues. So I have a decision to make because this card's worth 3 points. I'm really thinking about doubling it
You can.
because I'm not sure if I'm going to get, I don't know how many of these I'm going to get, but I don't know if I'll get another 3. I might
That's
get
not bad.
ones.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
multiplying a 3
I'm just
or
going
up
to go
is
ahead and
probably
do that
decent.
and make this a 6.
That's pretty good points.
That is very good.
I don't think that's bad. And then I do have a yellow synergy over here, so I could move my, I don't want to move.
Oh, yeah.
I
You could always move down the other
other way,
tracks,
too.
by the way.
Yeah.
I could.
I mean, you could just tour the world.
I could just tour the world. That is a fact. Maybe, but I really want to get to this O2 down here. But I
Is
guess
there
I'm
another
gonna
money
have
that
to
you-
go.
Oh, no.
I could just get I could get a money from yellow right here. Maybe I'll just do that. Let's
Yeah.
just
set
get,
yourself up for.
let's
the
just get the
O2.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Money's good.
Is that it for you?
That's it.
So
for
before I
me.
do my last card, I have another question for you
Oh
guys.
boy.
Okay.
We talked about our first album, first concert.
Okay.
First concert ever.
Yeah, for you.
Not in the history
Well,
of the
in the
world.
history of
what I mean is
concerts.
my first concert ever that I was taken to was a band called Jars of Clay, which is a Christian
Jars
rock
of Clay.
band that was
That
touring
is
back.
a deep cut.
Yes, I don't even know how many people listening are even familiar with Jars of Clay.
I can tell you there's a couple people here sitting at the table maybe not familiar.
But that was the first concert I was ever taken to.
I might have
As a
the
kid.
polar opposite of
Okay.
Jars of Clay. My first concert, although I think a cool concert to be my first. Motley Crue, Theater of Pain.
Oh, that is a good
This is one of the
concert.
first
That's like-
Motley Crue concerts. If you ever been to a Motley Crue concert, and by the way, today I'm not so much a Motley Crue fan, but in the '80s, Motley Crue was kind of a big deal. And this Tommy Lee, his drum set went up in like a cage and went out.
nice.
It got carried out over the audience on the
That's
floor,
wild.
and the cage was like rotating and stuff.
What?
It was like at the time, it was like one of the craziest things to do at a concert, and
Yeah.
they kind of made a thing. They would always do something with his drum set
I see.
for
Yeah,
future
it was like
concerts.
would spin and stuff, and
All I could think of, even at that age, was like how dangerous it seemed for not only him, but then the people underneath him.
just in case.
What if it just fell? Oh my gosh.
They'd have a story
That's all
to
I
tell.
could think of. I was just sitting there going, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh."
Jesus.
Yeah, I worried even then when I was like, I can't. Oh, by the way, I think I was like, I couldn't drive. I was
Oh,
that
wow.
young.
Wow.
That was back in the day when like parents just let their kids who were like 14 to 15 go to a Motley Crue concert
Right,
with
why
their
not?
friends.
I did not go to concerts that young.
No,
my
I wouldn't let my kids do that for
My
sure.
first concert was on a break in college, and I went to The Script in Chicago. Yeah.
When was this?
This was, I think, during my freshman year of college.
Okay.
Oh wow, that was your first concert? Was college?
Yeah. I don't go to concerts very often.
I don't terribly often. I go every once in a while.
Yeah.
More recently, I have with Alicia. She's a much more of a concert goer. We've seen the Black Keys like at least 4 times in the last
Well,
several years.
I went and saw AJR when they were here, and we went and
saw
saw
Maroon 5.
Maroon 5, and
That was good.
You really enjoyed that Maroon 5 concert.
Yeah.
See, I bet you tuned in for the round 1. You're staying for the music conversation.
Well, play your card. Let's
Here's
see what
my
you got.
last card. I took the violinist,
It was a good concert.
and
though.
I'm going to put her right here where I just opened up because she's going
got
to
some
synergize.
harmonies?
I'm not saying my band members are the best in the world. There's a lot of ones here, but
They go together.
they do go together.
And that's all that matters.
It is all that matters. Some of the smallest bands are some of the best when
That's
they
true.
can harmonize well.
So what's the you
So I've
got
got
a
to
blue
harmonize
you got the
right
blue down there,
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Well,
But
blue has some good options.
one's enough.
Yeah, you could do an
You
agenda.
can do agenda, release an album, get $1.
Well, that is interesting. Blue has
Yeah.
some nice ones
Blue
too.
has some nice stuff.
I think, you know what?
What?
I'm just gonna keep going the dollar route.
There you go.
You're
So
gonna
I'm gonna
pay
knock
for your
that
whole
off,
band.
and I'm going to open up
Another musician?
this other musician.
You got a
There
whole
you go.
band paid for.
I almost have the band opened up.
Yeah,
which is
almost.
that in and of itself. It says at least it lets me breathe a little easier.
I definitely
Yeah.
don't. I need $5 still. But I've been focusing on the tour, so
So we take our last card and they get discarded
Yep.
here in the public pile. And then again, we're going on to the weekend phase.
Oh, that's right.
We're going to go through this phase here. Now,
Yay!
I know one person that did a thing. So we start here. Emily,
I did a thing.
do you want to achieve that?
I do.
Does anyone else?
I don't have. I have a 4 and a 6, 2 4s and a 6.
Nice.
So no.
Unfortunately, you could never use a multiplier to get a 5.
That's true.
But
Never could.
interesting. So yes,
So
Emily
I
is
mark
getting
off
that.
6 points there, and then it also gives me this dollar and another agenda.
Oh,
I like that. I think I'm gonna go.
If only you knew what your next hand was going to look like.
I know, right?
Well, we're gonna place our bets then. Hope we get a live show, and then
What
the
about the
dollar.
dollar?
I'm gonna go same
Band
rate you're
member?
going. Yeah, band members.
Yeah, you guys. So I can't do that one. David,
I can't do
so
it
that one's
either.
out.
So we're going to remove that from the game. And then a new one comes out right now,
But we
according
can't-
to the
can we
rules.
try to complete it?
We cannot complete it now. It's only for the next weekend phase, but we get to
Oh,
look at it.
$5. You've almost got that one.
Oh,
I think they reveal these now so that if you're deciding what ones you
Oh,
want to
that's
do,
true.
you can say, oh, you know what, I'm going to
Because
wait.
you've almost got that already. $5. You've got 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I've
Yep.
got 2. Whopping $2 marked
got
off.
I like
3.
seeing that one for sure. The next one is that left column
I've
of
got-
the assets.
I've got 2.
I've got 2 as well,
Oh,
so
I've
no
got
one on
none.
that. 3 pianos.
I've got 1.
I've got 1. And the
I
stadium.
did it.
Yes, you did
I
do
did
the
get
stadium.
to the stadium. So
Oh, and you're gonna get a dollar.
I am going to
That
get
works
$1.
well.
So he
But
gets
how do I wanna
5
do that
points.
dollar? I'm actually going to do. I need to start getting some.
Oh,
band
you get
members.
another
so
dollar here too.
Yeah.
I'm going to cross off this dollar. Oh, do I? That would be $4 for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that one, and then I get to release an album.
That's
Oh,
satisfying.
he's gonna be close. He's gonna be close.
I'm
next
going
time
to
already.
do this other band member. So
How
I
many
feel like
dollars do you have now?
4.
Four.
1, 2,
4,
3,
same with
4.
me.
If I can get one more dollar, I think.
Well, I think we're going to be
I have a-
fulfilling that
I
one
think
next
we're
Yeah,
time.
both
seems
going
like
to
it's
get that
gonna-
one. Maybe all 3 of
So
us.
this one is going to go away as well and get refilled.
What do we come next? A 10-pointer. What does it say?
Oh,
What's it
12
say?
plus points in your band management. Hire
Oh.
backstage crew
Oh, wow.
with total points of 12 or more.
Whoa, that seems
seven.
like a lot.
You've got 4.
I've
I
got
know, but
7.
Emily has 7, so she's almost there.
Oh, you got 7 between 2. I've got 4 between 2.
I've got no one.
I'd
back
have to
there.
hire some pretty stellar
Or get
people.
multipliers.
That's true. That's
Like all
true.
you really need is
I
multiplier
did not
stuff yet.
complete my secret
Oh
one.
yeah, what about you?
I still am not close.
Well, you'll see those in the end.
I'm not close to mine at all.
And in fact, you'll see everything in the end. We're going to take a break here and play the rest of the entire game, and we'll be back just in a few moments to tell you about the entire experience. And we are back. We've been through weeks. We've been through weekends, weeks and weekends.
Recorded some songs.
We've recorded some songs. Some of us have recorded more songs, or at least more
Or gone
popular
on
songs.
tour,
number
literally
one.
all
Or
over
gone
the
on-
world.
He recorded songs. He went on tour.
I did.
Mr.
He
Worldwide.
harmonized like nobody's business.
I did. That
And he ended
was
up with
great.
the high score by a fair margin.
Yeah.
So
That's fair.
here's how things
Yeah,
ended up.
that's true.
I had 108 points.
A respectable score.
A respectable and satisfying score. A lot of satisfying gameplay.
I had 162 points.
An even more respectable score.
Felt
Dare I
good.
say,
Felt good about it.
significantly better.
I had 256. However,
Ryan almost seems apologetic.
I am
by
a
that.
little bit because I do feel like I just
He had the perfect storm.
I
of
did have a
some
perfect
turns.
storm. So it's not like I could look at the score and say, 256. There were several moments where I just, like, I would be past the perfect card. Where I'm sitting there like, I need something that's yellow and blue. And then I would get a card that synergizes yellow and blue. And I had a lot of those moments. Or like I needed one particular asset and I would get past that asset. I mean, I was almost able to get every single asset in the game, which not necessarily would happen if I was playing with somebody besides maybe David and Emily, right? And the reason I say that
Well-
is hate drafting.
No, I'm going to say that too, though, because sometimes, and we came to this point at one point, right, where sometimes you don't want to pass something to someone, but you can't not pass it because you can't play that card.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Right? So I'm
Sometimes
like,
you have
well,
to.
I don't want to give this to David, but also I've already played everything from this row. Or like, I don't have any more of this left. And there was a point where I passed to David, and I think it was 3 cards in there, and he was like, I can't play any of these,
No.
so I have to play the...
Towards the
fail.
end of the game, for sure, after you've had a very satisfying route of filling all of these things, then you get hands of cards and you're like, oh, I'm out of places to put some of these things.
Yeah.
So then some of the failures start happening.
Yeah.
I ended up with 3 fails, 2 during the game before it ended, and then 1 because I had 1 band member that wasn't in here.
Well, and I think that that's worth mentioning too because I played the opposite of you guys. And I think that that really helped me because early on, I was just taking assets. In fact, my band, I ended with only missing 2 band members, but I got like 3 of them on the last turn because I hadn't taken any throughout the game. So you guys were
Right,
just
so you had,
passing
like-
me band members, and I'm already done with all my assets.
Yeah.
So you guys were grabbing assets, and you couldn't play band members because you were full. So I think I actually I lucked out from both
that
of
helped
those.
for you,
But if
definitely.
you guys were really looking, there was some moments where it's like there was only like maybe 2 assets I could have played, and I got past both of them in one
I'm
turn.
not much of a hate drafter.
No, and
Not much of
I
a
think
hate
that that's
drafter.
fine. I think that games like this, you can play it that way. But personally, I wasn't looking at your board to say, well, what can I keep from you, David?
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, but you can, and there are people that will probably really enjoy that element of like, you get right, oh, I can't give you a heart. Like, that's going to give you so many bonuses.
But I will
Exactly.
say, too, there are so many combos in this game.
There
that
are.
even if you were like, oh, I'm not going to give him the heart, I'm sure you could find another way around it, right?
Well,
like,
and you know what? That's true too. Like, I actually think that this really played into my win. Was I said I don't want to play a band member unless it has synergies, and almost
It
every
kind of
single
helped you.
band member I played had I think everyone had at least 1 synergy.
Oh.
a lot of them had 2 for me.
Oh,
It's like,
really?
so those
Yeah.
harmonies, and you like almost maxed
Yeah,
out the
yeah.
harmonies,
So I almost
right?
maxed out between getting those, between getting some of the harmonies for the agendas up here, and getting some of the harmonies
You got
from.
some on the route down here.
Yeah, I got some on the route, so I was able to get some harmonies in other places too, and almost fill it out.
Yeah, it really just starts to fire off, right?
Yes.
All
Yeah.
of us had to. I think Ryan ended up having more of these turns, but I know Emily
I
had
had
a couple.
turns like that, too.
I had one where I filled out 1 asset that gave me, because I'd filled in around it,
Yeah.
it fired off 3 bonuses. Those bonuses fired off bonuses. Some of those
fired off
bonuses.
bonuses.
So it was like, oh my gosh, I'm going all over the board, and you find yourself basically doing one thing with the card, and then ultimately filling in here and here and here. The only thing that ever never leads to
Is
a
the band.
band member, but you're doing things all around that, and some of the turns are just like, oh man, if the game ended right now, I'd be a happy man.
Well, and what was really cool about the synergies too is that all of these goal cards synergize. So there was actually
Yeah.
one turn where I got an early goal card that I had complete, which let me mark one of my assets, which let me complete one of the second goal cards
Yep.
in that line.
Oh, that's
because I
cool.
didn't have it when the round ended, but I got it off the very first goal card.
And then it's satisfying. The way you go through
Yeah.
left to right allows for that to happen.
I think timing those goal cards is very important
Mm-hmm.
because getting those bonuses early can really start to snowball.
But these are hardly the points in the game. I mean,
Hardly the
these are
points,
some
right?
points,
And I
but
think-
not all of them.
I think I realized that too part of the way through is like sure, the points are good, but look at those bonuses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because some of those bonuses are like this one right here that's still out on the board would have just given you
Another
a
harmony.
harmony
Another
if
harmony.
you would have, and that could have been
Oh, and towards the end of
Whatever
the
color
game,
you want.
points.
Yeah.
towards the end of the
where you put
game,
that.
things are going to fill out sections or fill out lines or rows or columns, and you're going to all of a sudden get another 15 points or another 10 points.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how things ended up. I had in my goals, I completed 5 of the 6.
I only completed 4, but they were all pretty high point
Oh,
value.
wow, that is pretty good. And
Yeah.
you had some high point value band members, too.
I did, yeah, and I used my ×4 multiplier as well.
Nice.
And I did, you had a ×4?
What was your
did.
band
Nice.
number? What was your highest? 12?
12
You
was
had
my
12?
highest.
I had a 9. I used a
did have a 9
×3
too.
with a 3,
I
but I
did.
didn't have. I had a lot of 1s and 2s in my band, which you saw on camera.
I had a couple. I had a 9, an 8, a 6. So, it was just nice having that like I can't reiterate that enough. It was nice in the last round because I could just basically have
Yeah.
my pick of whatever.
I remember
band
I
I
looked at
was.
yours and I was like, oh, does he even have his spots for backstage? And I was like, he has literally all his
I
backstage.
know. I didn't have
Yeah.
a single backstage
I was
person.
like, are you kidding me, Ryan?
My whole
Now,
backstage was empty.
On the
at
flip side of that,
going
in
into
that
round.
last round, which still could have ended the game, you could have come up empty on some of those,
That's true.
depending on
Well,
how
and
they
that's
came
what I'm
out.
saying too. That's why I say it was really a perfect storm to help me get this score. Because if we were all in that same boat, if I didn't have a single backstage person, but neither did you guys, and you guys were drafting all the backstage people, I got 4 in
Yeah.
like one round or
Wow.
a round and a half. I could have gotten 0
Yeah.
if there just weren't any.
Yeah, that
so
would have
I
been
did.
rough.
It was nice that I was able to get those backstage people.
And also, the game ends in different ways as well, right? So we ended it when Ryan took his last goal completed. But David, you were really close on your band members for a while.
I was considering in an earlier round, in fact, even 2 rounds before we ended it, I don't think I could have ended it, but there was a decision where I was like, do I want to end it or do I want to keep playing? And like I am in most games, when I'm having fun
Right.
doing the things, I just keep wanting to do the
Let
things.
me do more.
If
But
you would end
that
it
would have,
then-
well, it would have helped you score fewer points
Well, I
for
think,
sure.
No, I think I would have gotten like half because
well,
I
you
got
didn't have any
so
band at that
right.
point,
I didn't
too.
have any band at that point, and I hadn't completed. I'd only completed one of my
Yeah,
travels.
you'd have been just shy of a lot of
So
points.
I would have missed out on probably 60 points for those last 2 rounds. So that
Yeah.
would have been a huge difference.
It was a fun and exciting and very satisfying adventure for a draft and write.
Yeah.
Or a blank and write. And Ryan, unfortunately for me and Emily, came in at the top of the charts. He was number 1.
Number 1 this
Oh
week.
yeah, what did we want to talk about our songs? My number 1 hit song was called "Blood and Sand" for Gorus Primus.
Ooh,
Kinda
that's a
fits the
dark
Gladiator
song.
theme.
What was yours?
The Earth Tones put out their Harmony Hums.
Harmony
A
Hums.
harmony hums.
And as last place, Rock and Key put out Blocked. So those were our scores. That was the round 1. If you have any questions about the game at all and what happened in the in-betweens, let us know in the comments below. We'll try to answer what we can. Until next time, though, make sure everyone has fun at the table, and we'll see you then.